IR verbs follow the same principles for conjugation as the ER and the AR verbs. The only difference is, just like the ER, is that they have different endings. However, IR is a little bit different in the fact that it contains many of the same conjugations or endings as the ER verbs. So, in order to demonstrate how to conjugate IR verbs, we're going to use the verb vivere, which means to live. So just like ER and AR verbs, the first step, the conjugation, is cross off the IR. Now, for the endings, we have for the yo, O, for the to, S, for the he or she, A, for the nosotros, we have emos, and down here in the eos or AS, we have N. Right, remember, we're skipping vosotros for this point in time. Now, we look at these conjugations. They are very similar to ER verbs, except for the fact that of the nosotros, we have emos with an I instead of amos with an E. That is the only difference in the conjugations of the ER and IR verbs. So, once again, if we're going to use this with vivere, if we want to say I live, we look up here, yo's in the top left corner, so therefore we need the top left corner, yo vivo. You live, tu is in the middle, therefore we need the middle down here, tu vives. He or she lives, L or A is in the bottom left, therefore we need the bottom left down here, L, ella, vive. We live, nosotros is in the top right, therefore we need the top right down here, nosotros vivimos. And lastly, they live, or you all live. So we look up down here, bottom right, ellos, ellas, viven. Now, let's use these in some sentences. So, our first sentence we're going to use is, I opened the box. So, we know first of all that I is yo. So that's going to be our starting point. Yo. Now the verb abrir is to open. So therefore, remember our step, cross off the IR. And then we're going to look up here. Yo's in the top left. O is in the top left. Yo abro la caja. I open the box. Our second example that we're going to use is, you all write a lot of letters. So the first thing we're going to look at is the you all. We see right here, ustedes means you all. So that's going to be our starting point. Ustedes write. Now the verb escribir is the verb to write. So therefore we're going to cross off the IR. So ustedes escrib. And then we got to figure out which ending. Ustedes is in the bottom right. We need the bottom right down here. So ustedes escriben muchas cartas. You all write a lot of letters. The last example that we're going to use is they print the essay. So therefore, we look, they is right here in the bottom right as well. Ellos. Okay, and then we need the verb imprimir for to print. Cross off the IR. Ellos is in the bottom right. We need the bottom right down here. Imprimen el ensayo. They print the essay. And that is how you conjugate IR verbs in the present.